Hi, my name is Farrah Ardashir, and I'm a consumer like many of y'all watching this. If you're a driver, you will more than likely nod in agreement with what I'm about to say. Just the other day, my friend and I were joking around about what kinds of crazy things people will do in order to get gas. She said, if looks could kill and gas prices could feel, dollar signs would be laying everywhere. Okay, not the best analogy, but in all seriousness, we realize our country is facing an outbreak and people are acting irrationally. Some are even becoming creative crooks. We all have felt the pinch in our wallets, but are we truly prepared for our neighbors and people that we know to become turning into criminals? According to Lex 18 News, a woman in Fort Wright, Kentucky was arrested for bartering her body for a $100 gas card. Just in case you didn't catch that, I'm talking about a woman selling sex for gas money. A drastic scenario like this is rooted from a desperate person trying to get gas money. Take a minute to think about your daily routine, if it involves driving a car. Do you go to work, to school, to the grocery, and then back home? I bet the least desired destination of your entire trip is the merciless gas station. Have you noticed signs exclaiming prepay only or drive-offs will be prosecuted? These are due partly because of the increasing drive-off rate. Yet again, Lex 18 News reported a fuel thief driving off in Springfield, Michigan. He thought it was a clean getaway, but the gas attendant was surely determined to bring the criminal to justice. She was fed up because the offender had committed the crime twice before and she wasn't going to let it go this time. In order to protect her monthly bonus, she wrote down the license plate number, but the criminal fled with a piece of paper and the gas. So she hopped in the car thinking he wouldn't get away, but he kept going. Luckily, she managed to get out a block down the street, and the suspect was caught, and police are seeking charges against him. Pointless acts like this are becoming increasingly common in rural Kentucky. But in the long run, is fuel theft really going to help the thief? It's a quick fix for a long-term problem, and it's hurting the community altogether. These random acts of foolishness are making it especially hard for mom and pop stations who know and trust their customers well, but the fact is, gas prices are getting the best of earnest people. A WTVQ journalist named Cheryl Glassford stated that Kentucky State Police reported drive-offs and other thefts are becoming a real problem. In her report, Glassford interviewed an O'Reilly Auto Parts employee named Robert Carlos of Lexington. He stated that he rarely goes a day without meeting someone who has been a victim of gas siphoning. Kentucky State Police also stated in Glassford's report that gas siphoning incidents are especially up in rural areas. However, the numbers are nothing compared to drive-offs that are happening at area gas stations. The risk of getting caught should deter the thief, but it hasn't. Maybe if they knew that they could face losing their license for 6 months, it would make them think twice about stealing gas. The last criminal act that hits closest to my heart is bike theft. In September of 2007, I became a victim of bike theft. I used my bike for miles of transportation daily, and I was furious when I found that my bike lock had been callously cut with wire cutters. I was especially mad because these people had obviously planned on coming and committing this crime. The only solution was to make a police report and hope that the criminals were found within 30 days. The police officer actually informed me that 27 other bikes have been stolen within the last month. Sadly, people are turning to bike theft, whether the reasons are to profit from resale or to use it for their own means of transportation. Either way, gas prices are going right up along with bike theft. StolenBicycleRegistry.com says summer equals more bikes on the road, and the numbers of stolen bikes have risen from 6 bikes a day to 15 or more, mostly due to high gas prices. In conclusion, I want to give you some tips to prevent criminals from draining your wallet and time. If your gas cap is applicable, go to your local auto parts store and purchase a gas cap lock. The rate is approximately $10, but they're flying off the shelves, so you may want to go ahead and do this. If you're a gasoline provider, be on the safe side and make your pumps prepay only, even if this does cause an inconvenience to your customers. You have to remember that you can't satisfy everyone, and your business is in jeopardy with the increase in drive-offs. If you're a bike owner, purchase a U-shaped lock, typically made of ultra steel. Personally, I wish I had been using one at the time I owned my stolen bike. After hearing about things we can do to protect ourselves, you may wonder, what are Kentucky lawmakers doing to protect us? Kimberly Bertram, reporting from WKYT News, says they put a new law into effect which began on July 15th. The law will allow gas stations to get some of the money back which were lost in thieveries. Before the law protection, gas attendants were expected to pay back anything that was stolen under their watch. That policy was especially unfair to the employees, and the station owner was losing out monetarily. Kentucky State Police stated it's very difficult to prosecute someone because without surveillance, a person can't truly be identified. Getting a license plate number is now the only key the police need to prosecute someone under the new law. The owner of the vehicle will be responsible for paying up the gas plus a $30 fine on top of that. Even Senator Johnny Ray Turner, who was also a victim of gas siphoning, says he does think the new law will help the gas stations financially. Certainly this new law should help reduce the number of drive-offs and other fuel thefts. Just to recap, I hope I've successfully made you aware of the increasing threats that gas prices are creating. People are acting out of desperation, but it's disproportionate to the people that are finding realistic ways to deal with the high rates of gas. Consumers and service providers both must take precautions in order to combat these foolish criminals and realize that this may be the catalyst of upcoming problems due to high rates of gas. Thank you.